There's nothing to see here. Move along. Worst case scenario. Let's take a Ren and 7 out of their hand. Hopefully there's not two. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having just a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I really appreciate it. Today we have Azorius Tempo, white and blue. The deck is called Both Worlds. There is a ton of interaction within this deck, which actually makes it relatively viable in the current meta. We're gonna break down the strategies, the synergies, along with the deck list, go through everything for you guys, showcasing all of that in the gameplay footage, and then wrapping up with our final thoughts. Thank you again one more time. I really do appreciate it. Like the video, join our community Discord, and let's take a look at Azorius Tempo. We call the deck Both Worlds because the spirit world, right? We're existing in both planes, which is really cool. And we're actually phasing out our creatures to support that in multiple ways. Before we get into that though, it is a 60 card best of 1, 2.4 average mana value deck. We have 12 non-creatures, 24 creatures, and 24 land in the build, right? For consistency's sake, we have the beach, we have the pathway, and then utilizing the creature land through Cave of the Frost Dragon. The lottery card within the Legion Angel is in play as a best of 1 build, utilizing the 3 in our sideboard. That is very, very nice card advantage. And a 4/3 flyer is pretty meaty as well. So I talked about phasing out our creatures. Well, we have both the Spectral Adversary, which is a spirit, 2/1 for 2, and the Guardian of Faith, also a spirit, a 3/2 with vigilance. They both have flash. The adversary has flying, and the Guardian of Faith costs a little bit more. When the Guardian enters play, phase out any number of other creatures that we control. Holy Toledos, that's great. That's gonna keep us alive from some of those field wipes, and even potentially single target removal if that's what the situation calls for. Plus you're getting another creature with vigilance, so it's attacking, it's defending. Really nice there, right? And then not to mention the Spectral Adversary. When it enters the battlefield, we may pay 2 any number of additional times. When we do, it receives that many +1/+1 counters, and we can phase out that many artifact creatures, enchantments, which is really, really cool, right? So whether they're our own, like the Guardian of Faith, or our opponents, the Spectral Adversary really brings a lot of value into our matchups, right? So again, protecting us against all of the nasty control decks that are out there, all of the field wipes, the single target removal, and then even potentially opening up our opponent's attacking lane for us, which is really nice, right? Getting rid of those blockers, the creatures with reach, the creatures with flying, because that's what we're really focusing on in the deck. Obviously, the Spectral Adversary has flying, the Legion Angel has flying, the Elite Spellbinder has flying. This is a 3/1 for 3 with flying. I know I just said it. When it enters the battlefield, look at opponent's hand, and then you can exile a non-land card from it, and they can still cast it for an additional 2 mana. Very, very good at pushing back those field wipes, right? Pushing back those planeswalkers so they can't cast them when they want to on curve. The same goes for Redain, God of the Worthy. Non-creature spells your opponent's cast of value 4 or greater will be an additional 2 to cast. Amazing snowlands in tapped for our opponent as well. Vigilance and flying. On the backside, we have the shield, reducing the damage done to us by any source of our opponent, not the loss of life, just the damage by 1. Really, really cool in other aggro matchups. And whenever you or another permanent you control becomes a target of a spell, you're gonna counter that unless they pay 1 to get it through, which is actually relatively useful as well, especially if you already have God of the Worthy in play. It's a legendary, you can't cast a second copy, so just sneak the shield in and you'll be right as rain. We have the Luminarch Aspirant pushing up our creatures, +1/+1 every turn at the beginning of our combat. Ideally, going on our flyers, right? Because they're gonna get that consistent damage. And through the evasion, we have the Intrepid Adversary as well, putting +1/+1 counters on everything, equal to the number of Valor counters on the adversary, in which we can pay 2 any number of times when it enters play to do so, right? So it's a 3/1, 4/2, 5/3, and other creatures will receive +1/+1 equal to the number of counters that the adversary gets through that function. Very cool stuff here. Removal through Fateful Absence. Great. Bounce through Fading Hope. We get the Scry. They get the Investigate. It's all good. We can counter through the Hermit. Plus, it's an attacking creature. I absolutely love it. Sacking it for 1, countering non-creature spell unless they pay 3. And what's great about it is after we do that, we can actually replay it as a flyer, which is what we really, really want. And non-creature spells you cast can't be countered. So this is good for the Absence, for the Fading Hope, and even potentially for the Doomscar if things get out of control. But if they have a wide field, I doubt they have counter magic. So, you know, that's for another situation, I guess. Counter magic through the Disruption as well, unless they pay 1, plus it's the Runes for land consistency. And then, yeah, like the Doomscar, destroying the mono white decks, destroying the mono green decks. And it's not very hard for us to start up again, right? We can slow them down early game, we can wipe the field, and then we can assume advantage after this. And it's just nice to have a bit of insurance policy against those aggro decks, right? Of course, we still have the bounce, we still have the single target removal, and we still have creatures that can get in the way, potentially become stronger than them through the Luminarch Aspirant as well, right? So flood the field with creatures, remove your opponent's creatures, and protect your own creatures, right? Kind of lots going on here, but the deck is performing really, really nicely. Finely tuned best of 1 version based off of the world deck that we've seen by Noriyuki Mori and Azorius Tempo deck. There's quite a few differences in this build, but it did give us the inspiration for the colors and deck idea, right? So let me know what you guys think. Of course, we have the World Watch Party this weekend on Twitch, so don't miss out on that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait to see some top-level Magic being played, because, you know, well, your boy misplays a lot, so it'd be cool to see some great Magic. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time and attention. Enjoy the deck, and yeah, we'll wrap up after the gameplay. Going first is great. We don't really have too much going on. I mean, the 2 through 4 is there. Walrus Disruption. Probably in tap to start the game, I'm thinking. Let's try to wake our dog up here. Sleepyhead. Are you there? Yes. They're like, oh, sorry. Be cool if you could voice chat. Hello, good game. Everybody plays mono white. It kind of sucks. It's not ideal. Really? You would. I have to take this. Ouch. Take their exile away from them. That's a good hand. So we basically need our Doomscar, which we have 2 of. What's she doing over there, Willis? They didn't get their 3rd land, maybe. We could get back in their hand for the Redain. Usher out. Luminarch on the Usher. Yeah. No hole. They want to be double casting that. Let's get in that hand again. Redain would have been a really good option there too, because they have Snowland and are tapped. Hole's no good. They could play their Intrepid Adversary, put the counters on that for the lifelink. I would need to top deck our removal or a bounce spell. I will absolutely trade. They should have made the token there, I think. This should stop the game, I hope. Stonebinder, nice. That's a good bounce spell. And they bricked, and we just got our best card against them, right? Into play, and then we're sitting on a Legion Angel just to pile in on top. So we're not worried about really anything. Like, this is all kosher. We're not playing 2 drops, avoiding the hole. Oh, that's pretty good. They could stack it all on 1 to 4 and then attack. I don't really care. It's only 3 damage. Land in play, Angel out. They have such courage for not scooping. Truly a courageous player we're facing. We don't get rank 700 without it. And then the only play they have is the Intrepid. We're hitting in the air for 7, 8, 9, which is lethal. Sorry. I know how hard it is to brick. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Don't even want to say anything. I just feel bad. Right? No matter where these counters go, we win, right? Because of the flying. The Intrepid cannot block the flyers. Good game. They've done the math, and they'll take their chances in another match. Will we ever get to go first in this game of chance? No! Quit asking about it. In tapped, we don't have a 1-drop, so it's always, you know, Desert Breach. Desert Breach, not Desert Beach. Breach just sounds cooler, right? Breaching the water. Here we go. Counter magic is up. No snowlands. Redain's still the play of choice. Okay, we'll come in after you. What did he just say? Don't worry about it. Cave out, hit for 2. We still hold up counter, we still hold up removal, and now we're into Unbridled Mana. Oh. That is the greatest spell to counter, because they probably only have 1 in main board. Yeah. Good stuff there. For sure. Binder out. Let's take their next big drop. I hate this card so much. It's a good card. Hit for 2. We will have a creature die, I think, here. 4/4. You're tough. Goes to 5. Oh, no. Just a 4/4. On each creature you control other than it. Okay. That shares a type with it. That's a hard card to make work. They could slay the Spectral if they want. They do. They go for it. You're brave. You're brave. A land. Kill the angel. We increase the cost of their enchantment even more. So now it's up to 9. And that's like a more suitable mana cost for this rampage. Right? It's when you get all runs to cost like 11 or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, now this feels fair. They're down on cards, right? I imagine this is a Starnheim Unleashed. It could also be a Doomscar, though. Yeah, Starnheim. Be a beautiful. We have 6. We can double kick. I don't know what you call it. We swing in for 5. What happens here, right? Like, they should block it, but at the same time, it just leaves them hopeless. We've got the lifelink through the adversary as well, so they'll need removal on that. The vigilance sucks, I'll admit. So sacking down to 3 for the draw. It obviously wasn't mana that they needed. It's the removal spell. No go. What a top deck. What a friggin' top deck, ladies and gentlemen. This should be lethal. Good game. I like that top deck. That was really good. We finally get to go first. Watch us brick. Oh, no. No, no, no. Maybe we can stack these adversaries and get away from mono green. Blizzard Brawl sucks. Oh, no. Do not play. Shoot. So we can't get away from it. Or can we? I should have held that for them to cast Blizzard Brawl first. And then they're spending their mana. Because they could still do it. I was greedy. I was so greedy there. I was way too greedy there. We're going to lose it. They could still Blizzard Brawl. They don't. We're so lucky. We are so lucky. Let's just try to be faster than they are. We get rid of their creature, which means Blizzard Brawl's harder to pull off. That's our only problem here is Blizzard Brawl. Well, you say that. We need that third land. Luckily, we have a poker hand. And just this Luminarch Aspirant's going to the friggin' moon, man. What? They're gonna scoop when they see the 4th. Shuffler's fine. Shuffler's totally fine. Oh my gosh. Adds an 8/8. I think we can probably put some counters somewhere else. They might just take it. Down to 10. Wow. When this 4th one hits the field next turn. I have no words. I literally don't. Blizzard Brawls are still annoying. They dump in, that's fine. I guess we'll block some stuff now. They could still Blizzard Brawl, or they could draw. Spend those treasures. Yes! They spend the treasures. I don't know if I would have done that. The ramp is really nice. Oh, but they get a land, so that's good, and, well, it could also still be a Blizzard Brawl. I guess that's good. Wow. I feel like a god. How do you not? I know we have the extra mana, but just how do you not? Screw it. You want to race? Let's race. Yeah. This feels good. 4 Luminarch Aspirants. In what world? Oh, they gain a bunch of life. That is good. What if they have a Ren in 7? I would freak out. We'll play a binder, put all the counters on the binder. How about that? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Worst case scenario. Let's take a Ren and 7 out of their hand. Hopefully there's not 2.
Failure burns.
In what world? You know what I mean? Honestly, in what world? Oh my gosh. So they have this thing. It's a cat with trample and landfall. Doesn't much matter. The pack leader's pretty cool. But I think we're going to be okay. We have a 7/5 defender as well if we need. There's no Ren in 7. Right? Ooh, you're tough. They're probably so upset with us right now. Admittedly, they didn't have a Blizzard Brawl the whole time, and that makes things a lot easier for us. A lot of life gain, though, right? A lot of life gain. They could hit here as well for 5. Because the Rangers class is going to push it up. Do we sacrifice one of our Loomies? So we'll hit for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're totally tapped out. So I will not sacrifice a Luminarch. I want to keep it. It's fun for me. Just all over the place. You decide where you go. Oh my gosh. We could have Spectral Adversaried a blocker out of phase there as well. We bricked so hard, but we were just dropping Luminarch, 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 and they didn't have the Blizzard Brawl, and without it, they can't win that match. If we go taller than them, they literally cannot beat us, which is really just a ton of fun. Going first is pretty cool. We're gonna take it and run away with it. We also have our Lotto card in hand. Some of you may be familiar with my fondness for Legion Angel. It's a good time. Fun for all ages. At turn 3, Redain against a mono black snow deck will be fun. Hopefully they don't have removal for 2 held up. I bet we are able to bait it. Hit for 3, and now if we can survive this turn. You can do it, Redain. You can do it, girl. Intapped is great. Cry. Lotto out. Down to 12. We can hit for 5 and 6 for 11 next turn. Hot dog, we're close. Never mind, then. So this is where the real fun comes in. Let's see how this plays out. Do they drop 5 into a meat hook? And I think we will need this dispute to stop the snow. This is 5. They meat hook for 5. That's -3. They're going to gain 2 life. No meat hook, we're good to go. Let's hit for 7. We only have 1 blue source. But if we don't need that... And we can adversary too, right? Oh, no, we have the second blue source within the breach. My bad. Yeah, so we'll double adversary or adversary sink in or disruption, depending on what we see here. There's no creatures in the grave. 4 blood on the So's, you know, effective play line. They need that Loath out first. They have 6 mana. They could Loath us. Interesting. We'll decline. They're not going to wipe on their end step. They may have single target, but they have so much mana that a single target's not going to do anything. Like, I can't disrupt that spell. We're 1 land shy of that. They don't care to do the math, though. Maybe they think we have a land in hand. We just were checking the mana. It takes 6. We only had 5. We are hitting for 5, though, here. We've got magic, and we could have potentially dropped into this for lethal. Our opponent goes first. Top 100 of friggin' soldier, you guys. Let's see what the best of the best are playing. Kind of smells like all run. I don't know, though. Could be. Let's give them a second here, I guess. They're looking at their hands. Hello, good game with the little love skis. Woof, woof, baby. And, here we are. 1 all-runs epiphany, please. Let's see if we can get through it. Need that counter spell. I like how it went to exile and then over to their hand. Usually it just goes straight over. I've never seen it go to the grave and then over before. Very interesting stuff. That's going to pull removal. I would imagine Prismari Command. I don't think they've got a shock. They might have a Fading Hope. Disruption and tapped. So that's all. Let's check out that hand. Wow. You're a real jerk. That Cinderclasm is hot. So cost 4, kick to 5. They can't do that. So for 4, it's only dealing 1 damage. We'll survive. But then next turn, it can deal 2 damage to everything. And we're screwed. But we'll save what they remove with the adversary. Like, they're gonna try to take this binder. Okay. It is what it is. We'll lose... Oh, no, we're gonna lose our adversary, though. And turn... But keeping the creature alive is, I think, pretty good. Oh, now that sucks. If they have a land in hand, we'll lose everything. Force them to have the land, or else this is a losing fight. If they have a land, I'm really sad about this. Actually, no, we're phased out for their turn. But they can do it as soon as it phases out on our turn. Doesn't really save us. No land! No land! Holy Toledos. Are we gonna get a break? We have our 6th land in hand for the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Oh, nice. Good for them. Down to 2. We are in a rough shape, you guys. We got really close. That field wipe. Woo! It did us dirty. It did us dirty for sure. That's a fair and playable card. Another turn, couple blockers. Oh, man. What a time to be alive. All Runs Epiphany is a very good card. The Hermit needs 1 mana up. We have 3, 4, 5. That works. And then here comes the Cinderclasm to hit us for 2. And we can't counter it because it would be 4, 5. Oh no, we could counter it unless they play a land. Unless they play a land. Which, you know, they're tapping here, so that doesn't become an option unless they can find an organic copy, right? When there's one, there's more. When there's smoke, there's more smoke. And yeah, we can definitely see it. Not to mention, you know, other copies of Battle of Frost and Fire as well, which are all non-creatures, so it does give us a little bit of hope. They have to pay 3 so they can cast something for 3. They foretell all around over. Because it was 7, they only had 6. Oh, that's fair, right? Take another turn, bro. Interesting. This could be what we need. I need them to tap out If it's a fade, that's sad. But the Hermit might have them with their back against the wall. They can only cast for one. Or else we counter it. And then we also have the option for removal with lethal on the board right now. But if they cast, we sacrifice, then they can double block, right? Remember that third attacker will get sacrificed on the counter. And they still hold negate. We counter it because we can replay the Hermit as a creature again. They have to send out the blockers individually. I just wish we could play this right now. This is, well, here's another all-round, I guess. Oh, why not double down? Some of us are trying to have fun. I guess they are too, right? They love that shit when it pops off, I bet. I mean, really original. This is why the cards that are cool like this get banned, is because everyone uses them, right? Which, I mean, it's not their fault, right? It's just, it's maybe a little bit of comes down to R&D. Like, I know they're trying to test, like, we want to use double turns in our game, but how can we make it, you know, less viable so it's not broken? And they keep trying, like, they're increasing the mana, they made it so they exile themselves, but there needs to be more stipulations. There needs to be something else going on, because it's clearly better than everything else. Which it hurts, because now it's like you can only play so many things, and we've seen, like, look at this, you guys, this is hilarious. We seen people the other day being like, well, if it's not Alrund's Epiphany, then you can only play mono white and mono green. It's like, well, no, without Alrund's Epiphany, then it opens up place in the meta for other things to finally come through, which they just don't have that ability right now, right? So, you know, it's a bit of an option. Like, I don't know if this is fair and playable to you guys, but it certainly seems to be doing them wonders. They're in the top 100 because of it. All you have to do, if you want to be in the top 100, is copy Alrund's Epiphany. Easy as that, you guys. You could also be the best. Just use the best cards in the game, and then it'll become a problem, and we'll always get them banned, right? So I actually appreciate everybody doing that, because then myself as a deck builder can go other places and play with some other fun decks, right? And that's what it's about, keeping it fresh instead of just that crazy grind all the time. Okay, we're gonna try again. I mean, how many all-around decks can you play in one day, right? Too many. More than I'd like. I don't know what's the correct way to answer that question. Hit for one. Sack make the treasure. Maybe it's just mono black. That would be refreshing. A very good deck nonetheless. Let's pass over. We need these absences on Loth, apparently. This adversary is gonna die. Spend your mana, sack that Twitch. Do it. Do it. They do it. So now we can play our adversary and they're not gonna ghast it, at least this turn. Or we kill it now, and then it's safe in the future. Yeah. I know this sucks, but we've got a binder, we've got an adversary. I can't have this gassed around. It's really good against us. Spend it. Praying that they don't have removal for 2. Right? They could spend those treasures to nuke Redane. Which isn't the worst. Oh, they do. You dog. Okay. I thought we could get away with it. Sciences. And another Twitch. Okay. Let's check out their hand. Alright. That's pretty gross. Let's throw the meat hook back. We're gonna counter Professor on entry. They're just looking for that land, right? Oh no, another cast. Uh-oh. So we have 4. Cave out. Pass turn. They're sitting on 3 available mana. This gets through. They go up to 2. I don't counter the Shade because of the replayability. I block the Ghast because they have the village rights to slay it anyways. Right? Like, that Ghast is so frustrating. We could have phased it out, potentially. Maybe that was the better option. Well, they could village rights right here, even. On the stack. Maybe this goes out immediately? Huh. I can't believe they didn't kill it. Let's try to get things going. Four damage is, it's fine. They're sitting on that 6 mana, if they wanted. So we try to wait it out. Another Shade, too. Pretty annoying. Let's bounce it. They're gonna sack it, and we could counter the sack. Land goes. More land in play. That's 7. We only need 6 to attack in the air. But I'm pretty sure we want to be holding up counter magic. Or removal, something. Take our hits. They are outpacing us potentially. We have to take this down to 6. Pretty sure they win. Jade in play. Yeah, not good news. This certainly does help. They're still dealing 2 damage to us. Not good. They have 6 mana for the Professor. They could just play a land and get that Skyclave in, or the Professor through the Disruption. Village Rites, taking the draw. Land in play. And then play the Kicked Shade, I guess, right? They have enough to play Professor as well. I don't know. We're dead. That's what I know. It's their end step, so not much going on. We can still counter after the attack. But, you know, we're just dead. More draws. Alrighty. I mean, this is a good game. It's been a good game a while ago. Right, we can't counter that. They played around it, suspiciously enough. Alrighty. Both worlds, the Spirit Azorius Tempo build is actually performing relatively well. Obviously, there's room for it to improve, I think. However, I'm not entirely sure how we would get there. It's kind of weird that we live in a world where it's like, well, you have to beat mono white, you have to beat mono green, and you have to beat Alrund's Epiphany. We do a pretty good job against Alrund's Epiphany. Mono green we can actually handle fairly well. It's the mono white deck that is relatively annoying. The Doomscar really helps us out in those matches. I actually added it to the deck about halfway through this video because I was frustrated with those mono white matchups, right? So I think that the deck is fairly well positioned, but I'm curious how you guys would improve it. What do you think it's missing? What do you think we have in the build that doesn't belong? And, you know, at the end of the day, I just want to make the deck better for everybody. So as a community, you know, dive into it, right? Let's share all of our thoughts, ideas in the comments below, and hopefully we can all learn a little bit as well. So thank you all so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate everybody who checked out our previous video. That was a great time. I'll have the link for that pinned in the comments below in case you missed it. And of course, have a magical day. Like this video on your way out, and we'll see you soon in the next.